Hello, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and this is a group. You are watching my YouTube channel where we play. It's everybody waving. I wanted to introduce you, and it threw me off my game. So this is my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is Saturday as we are playing. Therefore, it is time for Star Wars Saturdays. This is a quarterly, so this is the Star Wars Saturday game I will be using to bring 2024 to a close. I'm very excited as we kick off in the first Saturday of October and head from Rocktober all the way to December, end of year. We are playing a game that's near and dear to my heart. It is called Swoop Gangs. It is my Star Wars hack of one percenters, a game you should absolutely check out from Creepy Doll Studios. I found it on Drive Through RPG. It is a game originally inspired by Sons of Anarchy and biker gangs, the idea of anti-heroes and also a bit of found family. Although I wonder if I inserted a bit of that because when I reread Robert's original text, it is more hard ass than I play it, but we will have hard ass moments. Uh, this game is from a like if this were a TV show, I imagine is like prestige gritty drama on FX in the 2010s. So right in that Sons of Anarchy vein. Um, we have some safety tools for the game that the players have indicated things that they are not interested in. I did not make sure everybody had filled it out, but if you need time, please jump in and do that thing. We also have the X card. So if you hit a point, you were like, I didn't realize we would be doing this thing, or I probably would have put it in the lines. You can say, hey, Rich, I need to X card this content. I'm not going to challenge you on it. I may ask a question just to understand. I probably will stop recording just so we can talk it out. And then we'll excise that from our play and continue on, find the best way forward. This is set on Niamos, which you can see behind me and also behind Andesh. Niamos is a very briefly seen Star Wars locale that I find absolutely fascinating. It was part of the episode, the announcement from the incredible best Star Wars TV series, Andor, that not everyone here loves, but that's okay. You're allowed to not love it. You're wrong, but I mean, what you love is what you love, but it's so good. Niamos is this touristy beach planet, but planet slash town in the way of Star Wars locales or biomes. I am it now to the planet itself, not heavily featured, right? Like it was just a part of a few scenes, but there was so much that inspired me. I'm imagining that Niamos in our world is generally a place that Rich now jumps to the character keeper to do the Celsius version of what he's about to say. But the generally the temperature is around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, so in the 60s most of the time. I think there's a summer period where you can get up into the 80s, but generally it's a cooler beach, like one you might find in upper East Coast, like a Maine kind of beach is the general area. Not a lot of people half naked on the beach. They'll be in shorts and t-shirts and the like. Another feature of Niamos that I think is fascinating and is part of Clemens Beach in the UK is a set of steps. I'm sorry, I can't get over it. It's so cool. Those steps only go down so far. They actually go about 3 rows. I watched a YouTube video of a person who actually was filming it. There's like there's a whole section of steps that are completely covered up during high tide, that are only exposed during low tide. And then there's this like beach that isn't really sandy. It's a whole lot of crushed up like seashell kind of, so it's a little precarious to walk around barefoot on. I think that's really interesting. Um, I'll stop talking about Niamos. That's where we're playing. Our gang runs a hotel. It's a motel, really, and the difference between hotel and motel is like nebulous but defined. So it is a yeah,
If it's a
no,
hotel, if it's a hotel, the doors open to the inside hallway. If it's a motel, they open to an outdoor location like the parking lot.
that's right. And this is a motel. They open to the parking lot. Thank you. You told us that before and I didn't memorize it.
I have a family member who manages motels, I think, and they're very specific about the definition. Like it's not a okay.
It's a really clean designation. It
Yeah.
totally makes sense. So you run a motel in that it's your cover, it's your front. You guys have a gang, you do illicit activities. We are playing in the post Imperial era, the New Republic. So we're encroaching upon the timeline of the Mandalorian TV show. We're not quite there yet. So the New Republic is still forming. And there are a lot of places like Niamos where the Empire was in control and technically the empire is absolutely gone, but many of the structures of that the empire had put in place have not they've have not been restructured into a new republic except for the nameplate on the front of the place. So you will not see any stormtroopers, but there may be New Republic troopers, authority figures, shore troopers. You can see their face, but they may have been stormtroopers a few months ago. So, it's just interesting thing. I want to play with that idea of here's the new boss. Is it same as the old boss? We'll find out. So we ran a one shot number of weeks or months ago, and so we have a couple of returning characters, but we have a couple of newer characters. We've talked through this. We had a bit of a session zero in the first half of our session. So I am interested in jumping forward to have a few scenes just to see these characters interrelate. And I have a very weird idea for our cold open. So I will be going with that. And yeah, I don't think I need any more preamble. So we're just going to jump in. Gopher, you are delivering because as we know, Gopher occasionally gig works and works for what are we going to call Space Uber? Or what's our Star Wars version of Uber? Are we going to give it another name? Or I think it's lazy to just call it Uber, but I don't want to call it like Uber. We could call it like no, we shouldn't call it like Uber. What do we let's dub it right here and now. What is the delivery uh company that you work for? I have a nascent idea for a delivery place that existed in our Cyberpunk game, I think. Let me see if I can find that. The old stuff in Karania City. Oh, there we go. It could be Yen Group. Um, do you want to be a Yen driver?
Yeah, let's call it Yinnet
Yen Net. Oh, cool. I like it. It's like a subsidiary. Sweet. Thank you very
or
much.
acquire acquisition.
DoorDash Rendar is that's freaking amazing, by the way. Props to Greg Sikar for best joke so far of the day. DoorDash Rendar is awesome. Okay, so Yennet is and sorry, you said something else, Stephen, but I read DoorDash Rendar and it like blanked my brain.
Oh, you said acquired.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it used to be something else. I love that. Very corporate. Love it. Uh, you have been asked to make a delivery to the Antilles. The Antilles is one of the cone habs. You can see they're the really expansive uh, hotels in the picture on the beach of Niamos. This is where the rich, the haves of Niamos live. And as we discussed in our pregame, the Antilles is a timeshare, meaning that we have semi-permanent residents. The snowbirds, who in America, like the New Yorker snowbirds, that when it starts to get too cold, they head down to Florida. That's what Antilles is. Antilles is slightly off the beach, but it does have a view. It's just somewhat blocked by a few other conabs. There are better names than Conehabs. That's just what I went with. If someone comes up with one as we play, I may gradually shift over to the better name. But the Antilles, where semi-permanent residents are here. All the others, they're folks that might come in. Maybe you've seen them more than once, but generally they are very touristy. They just fly by night, rich folks that come into a nice place. But you have been asked to bring a gopher, a large amount of inexpensive, but inexpensive alcohols, but the kind of alcohol that is heavily advertised. So, Star Wars Bud Light is effectively the cases that you have been asked to bring, along with buckets of porg wings that you specifically had to go and pick up from the strip at PAX Spiced Porg. So you are, how is it that Gopher finagles carrying up to, let's say it's like the 12th floor? This is a hotel because you have to go down a hallway to the 12th floor room of your customer. So how does Gopher, what do we see as Gopher's bringing several cases and several buckets of spiced pork wings to the door to make this delivery?
So she's on a fairly, decent sized swoop bike. And on the back, there's like a little, it's too small to be called a trailer, but it's like a hover, box kind of thing. And that's what she uses to haul all the porg and all the supplies, all the Bud Light uh from the different places she had to pick it up. And she's grumbling a little bit about, lack of tip and, these people won't pay well because, you know, they don't know what it's like. And she detaches that little tractor thing, and it's almost like a dolly that she kind of
Oh,
pushes
cool.
along. And as she goes to go up the steps that we have, you know, it tilts a little bit, like it's not quite working quite right. It gets there, it gets it done, but maybe it doesn't handle the change in elevation really well.
Nice. Cool. So you finally make it down the carpeted, very clean. They even have a few hidden away speakers that are playing some light music down the hallway so you can't easily eavesdrop on the conversations in the various behind the doors of the residence. Knock on the door and no one answers. Knock on the door a second time, and then the door opens. It opens wide, and a um, a woman, a Ratataki woman, scantily dressed, leans against the door and peers out. Hail of smoke comes out of the door and wafts up to the ceiling, and it is very loud in there. You hear music playing, um, and you hear someone singing. As you
And
look back, yes,
I don't recognize this woman from the local brothel, right?
correct, you do
Okay.
not. Um, in fact, you don't recognize her at all, and she doesn't recognize you. Um, she stares at all the stuff you're holding. Do you, what do you, what?
A delivery, ma'am. I have a delivery here, and I look on my pad, and it's for this address
Snoodles.
and Snoodles.
Yeah, it
Okay.
says Snoodles. Oh, sigh. And then the singing stops, and a female Polowick comes into view. Polowick, this is Cy Snoodles that you the players may remember from Return of the Jedi. She also was seen on episodes of Clone Wars. She's been around for a while. She's a Polowick. She has like a squat little body, these long legs, a snoot that comes out with lips that she puts lipstick on. She's not wearing lipstick right now. Pair of inset eyes, like frog-like eyes, and she has a nice voice for Apollo. She speaks perfect basic. She says, "Oh, good, 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 good. Please, if you could, bring it in here and go for it." Sice Noodles plays at the Lemmy Stadium every year when they have the like, the festival, the like state festival fair kind of thing. They have a number of headliners, and Sai's just at this point in her career a person who is playing the old hits and kind of a stage B type of attraction. Like I'm like Quiet Riot who might play state fairs. That is Sice Noodles at this point. But yeah, she said, "Oh, can you bring that in? That's too heavy for me."
And I kind of scooted on in, looking around, trying to get a lay of the land. Like, are these people? So you said that Sai comes here periodically. So this means that there's a big party coming up.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, seems like it. Seems
Okay.
like it. So, do we want to declare that the Amo State Fair is coming up, or not?
What if it's the I've forgotten the name of the space soccer, but what if it's like a
Lemmy?
yeah. What if it's a Lemmy like nationals kind of thing?
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. Lemmy Nationals. So maybe she's here to sing the like opening song of there's like a New Republic anthem that she might be here to sing for the game that's coming up.
Is that new? Is the New Republic anthem a new thing?
It's a new thing, yeah. It's new.
Nice.
Yeah, just put it over there and you see that there's a table here, several lines of spice. You've delivered spice. Several lines of spice have been laid out. There are a half dozen young folks here, feel like hangers on, perhaps.
Hmm.
Uh, and she says, guys, have some porg. It's here. And
Security?
ooh, none.
Okay. And money? Does this look like, you know, I guess first of all, as I roll it in, I hand her the pad for the bill, right? So I want to see everything gets
Yeah.
paid for.
Yeah, she cred sticks away some money to you and then hands you a few, says, I know it doesn't spend as well. And she hands you some Imperial credits
Ah.
as a
Eh,
tip, right?
okay.
So she pays for it legitimately, but gives you what a few years ago would have been a really good tip, but the exchange rate on Imperial credits is not good.
And as I look around, does this look like someone trying to make heirs, or is this someone who's got money and they're blowing it?
She's got money and she's blowing it. Um,
Nice.
yeah. And
Okay.
you'd asked about security. No one obvious security. You do notice that just sitting on a counter is a blaster pistol, just sitting there. It's not in great shape, probably a showpiece for somebody. And mostly humanoid, well, all humanoid, mostly human or near human of this half dozen or so hangers on. They head over, start digging into the roasted porg, and Slice Noodles. She hovers near you after handing off the Imperial creds. Do you want one, two?
Um, and I say, no, 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 man. But I'm on the clock right now. But whenever I'm off the clock, you know, I dabble in other things and I kind of hand her over the equivalent of a card, which is, basically a hollow uh contact information. And I'm like, if you're looking to party or for better stuff, then s- I'm I'm noted for my discretion. And if you're looking for better, you know, party favors, just give me a call and I'll see if I can't hook you up.
Oh, let's see. This is. I'm curious how she's going to take this. So let's introduce our first roll of the game.
Okay.
I think this feels like a jaw roll. There are
Yeah.
two types of rolls. There's one with tension and without tension. With tension means you're like tense. This is a thing that could go really bad. I don't think we're to the level of this goes really bad. So I do not see tension in the roll. You tell me which style you think you are using here, and I'll say that this is a normal difficulty. She is somewhat open to talking a little bit of party business with someone who just delivered a bunch of party favors.
So let me make sure I got the pool right.
Yes,
We get one for doing something. Is that right?
correct.
Okay. I think this is cool. This is me just trying to get the lay of the land. I'm not trying to intimidate anyone. So I think I've got a three in that. And then Jaw is just talking about stuff. And I
Yep,
think smuggling also applies, which is one of my expertise. So I think I'm at eight.
that feels right to me.
Okay.
So you're rolling 8 dice.
Hmm.
Ones do not count against you. You're looking for fours, fives, or sixes. There's no differentiation between a six and a four or five.
So
And
I've
you
got
need
three
two total.
successes.
3 successes. Cool.
Yep. And just,
Easy.
I know ones don't count, but I got one that would apply if there was danger. Okay.
Correct. If the tension was involved, that one would have leashed away one of your carks as part of the consequences of that. And then I also could have a type of reaction commiserate to us that. But okay, great. Thanks. Thanks. Hey, wow. And she does the thing of like, enjoys the holo for a moment. And you see that the people that are like munching hard on the spiced pork, and a couple of them tip their little Bud Light glasses against each other. And Sai, oddly enough, is the one who walks you to the door and closes the door, even though she didn't answer.
Um, and I think as I head out of the building, I'm going to radio back to um head radio back to headquarters. Whoever answers, and say, you know, hey, there's a big party going on at the Antilles. Um, they've got they're throwing some money around, so it's kind of a good mark. I wouldn't hit them because I think they're very public people, but we could probably scalp them. Yeah.
Is that a conversation that Uncle would have with Gopher,
Yeah, probably.
the enforcer? Cool. And so I think we'll use that to jump to Uncle. You call back to Uncle, but Uncle, you're actually somewhere else. You've got, I think, at least the prospect with you.
Hmm.
And I mm-mm-mm. let you tell me, do you think that you are delivering a message to someone, or are you uh finishing up some business for the gang?
Do you mean like delivering a message?
You're the enforcer, so yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe we're just finishing up delivering the message. Like it was a just some punk. Not a problem at all. Just kind of like showing like Sen, like this is what we do. Like you get some licks in. I'll back you up.
Cool. So it's a young Deveronian punk,
Mhm.
street punk, hasn't joined a gang, uh, decided to maybe slap around one of the employees at the motel. They said, "Hey, listen, this is not a good idea." And this Deveronian said, I don't cark and care." Beat him up a little bit, and you find them at the automated laundromat.
Mm.
They're like, who knows what they're doing there? But yeah, is this a thing where you guys are walking it, or are you
Yeah,
on your
probably.
bikes? Yeah.
How far away is it? Let me look at the
Oh,
map.
it's like a block.
Yeah, then we walk. Yeah, just roll over.
Cool.
Not Los Angeles.
Everywhere in Los Angeles is 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you guys walk up, automated laundromat. For those who may want to check me, laundromat was seen in Clone Wars, so I know that they exist. So there you
Can you give a little color to it because I did not see that, and
Absolutely.
I'm picturing droids, but I don't know if that's really
Mm.
what you mean by automated.
Oddly enough, if I go with what was seen in Clone Wars, it's just a fucking laundromat. Like it's literally just a bunch of washing machines, which blew my mind. I'm like, we're not going to do anything with this. I do like the idea of a bit of counter service with a droid that loads, but then yeah, rows and rows of they're older. I think these are things that are like Imperial era, but early Imperial era automated laundromat was set up. So you come in, you like drop your stuff in a little hamper or like a metal wire hanger hamper thing that the droid will pick up, turn, deposit, and handle, and then they'll fold and hand back your stuff. So um, yeah.
Could the hamper be a gonk droid with a hamper built into its
Yeah,
top?
yes, it could.
Oh,
It
hell
like
yeah.
gonks its way over to the.
That is the kind of color I need in my life. Thank you. Honk, honk. And yeah, so the Deveronian is actually he's a young guy, looks to be in his teens. Deveronians, these are the devil humanoids of Star Wars. He looks to be like late teens, early 20s. When you guys discover him, like look through, he's talking to one of the girls that works at the one of the sex workers who works at the hotel. She's there. Let's figure out who that is. Let us say that it is Rhea Cly, the Nautilon, always happy, and she's just there picking up some laundry or something, and he's harassing. Like he's talking to her, and you can tell, Rhea well enough. She's smiling, she's polite, but trying to extricate herself from this.
Mhm.
Let's also define.
Sorry.
Oh, Greg, why don't you tell me which of the employees was
Yeah, I
bothered by this?
selected. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, did you select an
I
employee as well?
anticipated it. Yeah, I had picked Gox Skrull.
Awesome. The soft-spoken Ishi Tib.
Yep.
Excellent, Tib.
Yep.
Do you want that to be the person that got slapped around by this Deveronian?
Yeah, I think that's probably. I was thinking as you were setting up this scene that Sen is probably, I think probably still uncomfortable with the idea of violence that's not necessarily for survival, right? Like violence as a means to an end or whatever, right? Like beating people up, but not because they're about to kill you. Uh, so I was trying to like come up with, okay, why would she? I mean, obviously she goes because she's told to. Um, she's a prospect and she follows orders, but she's going to be like really icked out by this whole scene. But if this guy was beating up Gox, then that really gives me a reason to like care. And so yeah, I'm in.
Sounds good. And so we'll say just for a little bit more, because I now know who it was. Gox works the front desk, so I think this Deveronian kind of trashed the room, and Grok said, "Well, there's an extra fee," and he said, "I'm not paying that." And he goes, "Well, you broke these things," and then he said, "Well, you want to see something broken?" And he beat on uh Grox and just walked off like no big deal. So,
I think it looks like we walk in. I if there's a little lock on the front door as we walk in, I just like turn around, lock the door, lean up against it, and all right, Sam, it's all you.
uh, when Rhea sees, because Uncle, you make an entrance,
Yeah.
right? When Rhea sees you, there's a, there's a moment, maybe Sin, you pick this up, where Rhea realizes, oh, this is going to go very badly for this young Deveronian who is just only kind of bothering me a little bit. And she she leans forward and she says something to him, like quietly. And he looks back over at you, Uncle. He's gonna look right past you, Sin. Um, and then turns, crosses his arms. Is there a problem?
Rhea,
Looking up at Uncle.
That's what I thought. And then he turns around and says, "So yeah, you can leave that shit behind. Let's go." Um, no, I'm picking up some laundry for some friends. It's not going anywhere.
Do I have the sense that he's bothering her?
Uh-huh.
because that's going to bother. That's going to set me off because my mom worked the same kind of job that she did. I don't like seeing, you know, these women being mistreated. So uh, I think I'm gonna look up at Uncle and make sure, like, is this what you want me to do? Okay. Uh, Sen puts on like a fake swagger that she doesn't have or feel. She's gonna walk forward real cool like, and maybe like knock something over accidentally. Uh, and then quick catch it and, you know, right whatever the thing is. uh, hey buddy, I don't I don't think I don't think she's interested.
She hasn't said that. The fuck are you? Who the cark are you?
I'm from the streets, man.
Let's get out of here. Um, n- no, no. Listen. Maybe you should just go. It's
She's not
okay.
she's not done with her laundry, brother. I think maybe it's time for you to hit the streets
Uh,
before I defend this block.
uh, eh, he turns and just boom, 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 a couple of quick steps, and he's right in your face. He's like, this much taller, so he uses that to his advantage, and he says, "Listen, little
I'm
girl."
very little.
Okay, then he's like this much taller. Like he says, "Listen, little girl, I got better things to do than deal with you today, but I will. Is that what you want?"
Swallow hard. Yep.
And he looks over at you, Uncle. He doesn't know who you are, but like there's a thing. He's boom. He pushes you back against the wall, like against a couple of the things that they're like rotating, a couple of the laundering machines, the washing machines, right? And yeah, I think he just like pushes you back, and then he's on you, and he punches you right in the
Yeah.
face.
I think I go down really, like I fall, I trip over my own feet as he pushes me back, and he's like on top of me. If that's if that suits your
Yeah,
narrative.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's on top of you. He shoves you down to the ground. He looks to you, Uncle, like
Mhm.
I'm about to beat her down. Boom! Hits you again. Uh, please take one cark of damage, Sen, as he's going to try to beat the cark out of you.
All right. Well, I'm gathering that Uncle is not about to step in. He'll probably keep me from dying, but I think I'm supposed to either take a beating or do something to defend myself.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to stick a knife into the guy's ribs.
That's an escalation that he didn't see coming. Uh, cool.
Well,
So,
now I'm starting to feel the survival. Like it's I feel okay with violence when I'm trying to survive. I'm like a roach.
that's not kind, but sure. Sweet. So you are definitely going to violence, and when you pull a knife, tension is going to be involved in this role. So
Okay.
let's see you. You're using. Hey, it turns out that you're really good at tools, so that'll work to your benefit.
Oh,
It feels like
I didn't realize that knife work would fall under tools.
it, it can. It doesn't have to. If
I would
you,
love for it to, but I did not anticipate being at all tough.
yeah, shooting guns and stuff is a tool role.
Okay. Okay.
What style are you? It sounds like you're trying to be badass. Trying to be
I'm not.
badass.
I'm not. I actually might argue that I'm just trying to be cool. Like I'm trying to keep a
Mhm.
level head and survive. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm not trying to scare the guy. I just
Okay.
want to not die. And panicking is gonna make that harder. So
All right. I buy that. So let's talk about the target number or difficulty, the number of aces that you need, which are fours, fives, or sixes. I think you're at a pretty ugly disadvantage right now. So I'm going to call this hard to get away without taking some pain. You're going to need 3 successes.
Right.
So we get to a couple of decision points here. The first one is, do you have an expertise? Doesn't look like you have an expertise
Nope.
that works here. Do you wish to spend any of your 4 carks? It's a 1-for-1 to get dice. But keep in mind, for every 1 that you roll, you're going to lose a cark. Now, the good news is that you can only lose up to the number of carks of the difficulty of your action, and a hard difficulty is 3. So you could lose, if you rolled 3 ones for whatever reason, you could lose all your carks, and this is a bad, bad scene for you.
Do I die when I lose all carks, or am I just out of the scene?
You are out of the scene. You
Okay.
only die if you choose that this is the time for you to die. And gosh, I hope you don't, because that just seems anticlimactic. I mean, if you
Well,
want
this
to be
character's
the,
not working out the way I thought.
if
she
you're
was.
wearing a red shirt and you want to be the example, I'd rather you be the wharf.
Yeah, I'll spend a couple of carks. I think like survival mode is a thing that she's familiar with. Doesn't like it, isn't comfortable with it, but she's done it many times. Trying to survive. I mean, not
Cool.
killing people.
And the last bit is there can be instances of a Pyrrhic victory, meaning you roll several ones but still get enough successes to succeed at the action. That means it's just a really painful victory.
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay with this scene ending with Sen wakes up later, Uncle having dispatched this guy. So I'm okay with getting carked out. Yeah, I'll go ahead and spend 2 of my 4 carks.
You really want to take him down. You're trying to
I'd already
impress
taken
Uncle.
1 off.
I
right?
appreciate that. Yep.
Yeah.
You have taken.
Okay. All
How
right.
many does that put you up to?
All right. So I've got 1 just for doing something, right?
Mhm.
I've got 2 for my my style, my be cool. I've got 3 for my tools. So I'm up to 6, and then 2 more for the carks that I'm spending. So I'm rolling 8.
It's pretty good. You only need 3. Were you asking Mark because you were thinking about throwing in, or are you going to let her?
I think it's gonna be fine.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember how to use the die roller. Where do I? Oh, there's a quick roll over there. Got it. 8d6.
That is a terrible roll. That is 1 success and a
what?
1.
I've got a 6, a 6, a 5. I've got 3 6s.
Wait, am I looking at something different?
Seeing 3 3 2 4 3 1 3 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
That's what I'm seeing as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at Gopher's results.
Oh, yeah, that was a good roll. But no, your roll is
I don't
here.
even see my results. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Okay.
You do see them? Okay, cool.
I do. Yeah. Yeah, that's a terrible roll. That's fully appropriate. That's fully appropriate. She's an incompetent character at this point. At this particular task.
Sweet. Yeah. So you fumble for the knife, and he sees it, slaps it out of your hand, and yeah, I think this is a thing where Uncle, you didn't help out.
Mm-hmm.
You now see that he has Sen, like hands around Sen's throat.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if he's going to kill her, but he's going to choke her out.
Yeah. And it's time to grab the punk by the scruff of the neck and slam his head into a washing machine. Just like pull him up and
Cool. And Nia screams, right? She doesn't like violence. This freaks her out. It's very scary. Rhea, not Nia. Rhea screams when you do that. But let's go ahead and see how that goes. Tension still involved in the roll.
Okay. 1 die to do it, 3 for badass. This is definitely hands.
Yeah.
7.
It's assault.
Assault, that gives me how many? 1?
That should be 1. Yes, it gives you 1. Sorry. The expertise gives you 1 more die. You have 2 plus 6, 8 dice.
8. I'll throw a cark in just for
Hold
case.
on. You're throwing them against a thing. You could call that vandalism if you wanted to like
I will
snake
take
in.
vandalism as well then, yeah.
Okay.
I'll give a Kark then. It's fine. So that's 9. Is that right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes and one
That
one.
that will take him out.
Mhm.
What does that look like? You slammed him against the washers. The droid is saying, "Please exit the premises. The authorities have been called. Please exit the premises. The authorities have been contacted."
Yeah, I think it's just like grab my stuff, grab my thing, ram him into one of the washers. He like reels back, open up the washer, throw his head in, slam it on him, and just leave him there.
Oh, it's so badass.
And then put my hand down and send, pull her up, and be just like, next time, open with the knife.
Got you down to one Kark. You got the Kark beat out of you. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So
Oh,
what do you
and
do?
I lost the card for that too, right?
You rolled A1, so yes, you do lose a Kark. Yeah, I think he never landed anything on you. Maybe there's just a point the hinge on the door. This is one that was out of service and a little bit of glass cut or something
Yeah,
when yeah. So
yeah. Or maybe it's just the like stress of Rhea like reacting to the violence too. Just like, ooh,
yeah.
like that. I didn't necessarily want to do this in front of her, but
She's seen violence. She just
yeah,
it still freaks her out.
yeah.
Uh yeah, Sin. Uncle just
Groggy.
Get up, kid. Let's go.
Uh, thank you. I'm sorry.
Well, now you know better.
Get out of the way, gonk droid.
the
Gonk,
authorities have been called. The authorities have been called.
gonk.
Sweet. Let's cut away from that to Granny. Do you live in the motel?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your like? Are you first floor, second floor? What's your place look like?
I think second floor just because it means there's less chance of someone just stumbling in there. Uh, and I think it's a very messy room. Uh, I don't, let's see, maybe room 7, just like next room over from the clubhouse, because the clubhouse is ours, right? That's
Yes.
like the, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine the clubhouse and correct me if I'm wrong, Mark or Steven. Like that's where you have club activities. You can have people
Meetings,
over,
that sort of thing.
entertain, that kind of thing.
And the stairs are inside the clubhouse, right?
Correct. Correct. Cool. So, Granny, you're in your room
Oh,
when
sorry, that would be room 15, not room 7, if
correct.
I'm on the top floor.
You're right. Yeah. Ground floor, first floor. Wait, first floor is above ground floor. So
I would
seven
assume
is,
so.
pardon?
I would assume so. Like ground floor is the bottom floor, right?
Yeah, you're doing the European thing, Rich.
Which thing did it do wrong? Are you
No,
on 15?
we would call what this is marked as first floor. We would call second floor in the U.S.
Correct. We would call first floor, second floor in the US.
Lower floor and upper floor.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
okay.
Yeah, I'm on
That
the
sounds
upper floor. So room 15,
no.
I think. It says first floor and ground floor. And I assume ground floor isn't above the first floor.
15 is upper floor next to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds fine to me. Yes, I agree. I think I need to swap these pictures though. But yes, room 15. I understand what you're saying and I agree. It is on the upper floor. I'm going to call it first floor, second floor. And that is fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. You are there there's a knock at your door what do you do? Like, what do you do when you're alone in your apartment? Do you watch the hollows? Do you read?
Mm.
Do you sleep?
Um, yeah, I
Listen to
don't think
music?
I spend a lot of time on my own. If I'm in my room, I'm probably eating or I have company.
Let's say you don't have company. Um,
So I'm eating. Yeah.
cool. Are you eating
And
something
I'm just
from,
on the bed watching the hollows while I'm just eating some takeout thing.
and that's where we see the local broadcast talking about the big Lemmy, let's call it the semifinals for this cluster, that the game's coming up, there's a big music festival, uh, cheap, cheap tickets to come out for all the Niamos to support the local Lemmy team, which um Rich did some research on various weird animals in Star Wars. They are the Palikis. Um, so that's our connection to Slice Noodles here to do the thing. There's knock at your door. It's pretty quick. It's like a rapid series of knocks.
Yeah, I think I'll go open and make sure, like, oh, my blaster is on the like what do you call it? The dresser next
Hmm.
to the door, and I have like the security chain on and just open it with that. Who's there?
Uh, open it up and you see the old Clone Wars veteran, uh, clone trooper Alarum, CD 1752.
Oh, hey,
He,
Al.
hey, have you seen Hula? Hula is a child of one of the brothel workers,
Hmm.
a young um oh shoot, I had the species. A young Duros child. Where's Hula? Have you seen Hula?
She's not in here. I haven't seen her since this morning, I think.
Karkin. All right. Well, if you see her, just calm me.
Do you want me to help you look for her?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know where she would have gone. I looked in all the regular places.
I'll help you go look around.
Okay. So where in the Night Blossom Motel would you look for Hula, the young Duros? I think
I think
young
up
Duros
on
like
the
7 or 8 year old child.
mhm. I think up on the terraces, like on the roof.
Ooh, I like that. Cool. So yeah, you head to the terrace above the ice room,
Hmm.
and he heads. Yeah, he'll head back the other way, thinking, "Yeah, you've got that covered." He's walking quickly. He's always armed, but he doesn't have his gun out because he's, not
Yeah.
expecting trouble. And yeah, when you come out to the terrace, you hear some movement and see Hula saw you coming, and they decided that they're gonna like try to drop off from the side, but it is a long drop, and so they are at the point where they're holding on to the edge and trying to get enough courage to drop down to the ground to get this fantastic escape that was a much better idea before they started trying to perform the escape.
Yeah, I think I just walk up to the terrace and lean over and oh, that's a pretty steep drop.
I can I can do it. You weren't supposed to see me.
Yeah, well, I did see you, and I see those flagstones down there as well. Pretty hard landing.
Yeah. Maybe I can I'm hiding from Al, and her fingers start to slip just a little bit, and now they reach the point of like, if I don't come back up, I'm definitely going down.
Well, what are you hiding from Al for? You take
Ooh.
something from him?
Oh, nice, nice. I think that's great. Yes. So, uh, let's put it to a roll. I don't think tension is involved in this for you. We'll say that this is a normal difficulty. You're trying to get information from a child.
Yeah, yeah. So this sounds like you're probably
Yeah.
since I'm talking, and probably be cool, which is worse for me. So was it difficulty two?
Yes. So one for doing something. Add your cool
Oh,
dice.
right.
Add your draw dice.
So I have five. Um, yeah, I don't think any of my expertise is by. Yeah, I don't know, five dice. That's a six and a five, so two success.
Cool. Yeah. Who? You gotta. Yeah. I, I took something from him.
Yeah,
Let
I
me out,
think
please. Help.
yeah. But now when he asks for it, I'll grab his arm and like just not like pull him up all by myself, but like enough, pull him enough that he can climb up himself.
Ooh, nice. That's cool. Yes. Hula grabs your your hand, your offered hand, um, and is able takes a little bit of effort, but is able to pull himself up and rolls away from the edge and just stares at the sky, breathing hard for a few moments. And they reach into their pocket and pull out a little a little hollow projector thing and they hand it up.
Mhm. Yeah, I take it and kind of look at it. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this somewhere Al will find it. I'm gonna tell you that, tell him that you took it, but you gotta remember, we don't steal from our own.
I just You know, he'll never show me the hollows, and I wanted to see.
Well, you can come work some hollows in my room.
No, I want to see his hollows. They're from his combat days, back when he was actually tough.
I think you'll find that if you keep trying to steal stuff from him, Al can be plenty tough.
You're not going to tell him, though?
Not gonna tell him,
Okay.
but let's see what we can find on the net.
You don't want to watch?
I've seen enough people get blown up for real.
Okay. Well, you should tell me that. Tell me about those. And you're like now Hula is following you to back to your room.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll just put the holo projector like somewhere behind like one of the pillars on the because it looks like there's like a balcony.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are little pillars and there's a balcony so you can get to the other.
Mhm. Yeah. So I'll put it like behind one of the pillars there, so Al can find it when he goes looking for it. Um, and take Kula into my room. I think I leave the door open just in case Al comes by. So yeah, actually, I put the holo projector on the pillar that's like right outside my door, so that I can. Oh, is it that? Is that what you're looking for? So
Mm-hmm.
that, yeah, and I'll watch some holos with Hula
Did you
and
fight in
try
the
to.
Clone Wars? Are you a clone trooper too?
No, I'm not a clone trooper, but let's see what we can find here and just try to
What happened to
distract
your
them.
eye?
Oh, that's an old story. And think I'll tell him some stories, not like the goriest details, but definitely stuff you shouldn't be telling an 8-year-old.
Nice.
Uh, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you keep Hula entertained until Alarum comes back around, looks
Mhm.
into, sees the doors open, looks in. Hula, were you here the whole time? Wait, did you cover for the kid? Was Hula in here the whole time?
Oh, I found him up on the terrace.
Oh, all right. Where is it? Was where's what? What you took from me? I looks to you. Hula looks to you nervously. I didn't take anything, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Tugs on your sleeve.
Mhm. Yeah. What do you think it took?
Hollow projector from a long time ago. It's important to me. It's
Oh,
all I got.
I saw one of those up there by the pillar there.
And Zelfer picks it up. Thanks, Granny. And like does this and points to Hula. Hula looks like suddenly a little nervous about that. But then he stalks off.
Mhm. And I give Pula like some of the treats I had for like from the my takeout. Like here, this one's for you. Like,
Nice.
kind of, yeah. They don't have hair, so I can't tousle his hair, but I can like pat him on the shoulder. Nicely done, kid.
I didn't crack. I was really scared. But
Yeah, but you did.
yeah, I didn't I'm tough. I'm gonna be a member of the gang.
We'll see about that when you get older.
Well, yeah, you let Sin in.
Well, Sen is a few years older, and
Okay.
she's got her own swoop bike. You
Okay. Thanks. Um, and yeah, so let's cut to maybe group scene at the clubhouse. Define our clubhouse a little bit.
Where do our bikes live?
That's a great question.
Thought
Where
there was a
do your
little
bikes live?
garage off to the side. I thought it was actually on the utilities terrace or something like that.
Hmm.
I am looking at the map now. Let's let's figure that out. Utilities terrace, huh?
Or the utilities on the first floor.
Yeah. There?
Hmm.
On the second floor?
No,
This
on the
is now
first floor.
I'm now calling it the first floor. Oh, so utilities and utilities terrace. Okay, so utilities. All right. So that's where you guys, that's your garage. Yeah, I remember that's where you did some repairs and stuff. It's right by Gopher and Uncle's rooms. So yeah, that's where you would store your bikes. They don't take up a whole lot of room. You could also just park them out front.
Yeah.
Cool. Uh, Uncle, as the enforcer, you're one of the closest members to being in charge since you're not currently on a run.
Hmm.
In Sons of Anarchy, they had a like table, a conference table where the gang would meet to discuss matters of import, to talk about runs, to talk about business.
Mm.
What what's distinctive about that area for this gang known as the Reckless Gundarks?
I think it's on the second floor of the clubhouse there. I think it's a low like not a coffee table necessarily, but like a lower table with like ratty couches and stuff. At least on the two sides there by the window and the wall. And I think it's got every past and present member's name and like little logo or whatever. Someone has them like signed into, carved into it.
Nice. I like that.
Logo. Bikers have logos. What is it? Whatever the word for that is.
The mark
Yeah. Like whatever like distinctive, graphic you have on your biker jacket.
tag, I guess.
Yeah, we'll call it a tag.
That's an awesome detail, and I can totally picture my character like sitting on that couch, sort of tracing over those with her finger and imagining what it would be like to be one of these legendary
Mhm.
bikers.
And I think those that have left the club or have died are crossed out.
Ooh, you cross them out if they die?
They
Oh, or
die.
maybe instead of crossing them out, can it be like
Honor them in some way.
like
Right?
highlight like oh, like not a tombstone necessarily, but just like marked out like
Oh yeah,
they're not with
like a
us.
box around them.
Yeah.
Or a splash of paint over the.
Ooh, yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
if you get kicked out, then it gets scratched off.
Yeah, then
So
it
there
gets
are
totally
like
scratched
some,
out
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
or burned out. Yeah,
That's cool. That's a good.
there's a couple burn marks on there for.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
That guy turned
Uh,
out to be an Imperial infiltrator.
Yeah.
ooh. Was there someone that sold out your president?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you guys know who it is?
Yeah, I think he's gone. I don't know if he's gone, or, but yeah, I think he was. Whoever it was. Uh, yeah, I don't know if they were run out or they took off after whatever is more interesting.
That sounds like a good recurring villain. So I think
Yeah,
I
run
would, I
off.
would vote. I would vote for they're not dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about Krusk, who's the Trandoshan, doesn't have any information about them on the NPC tab?
Krusk, huh? Dang it, Krusk. What's your deal?
Trainer.
Okay. Krusk.
Uh,
Love it.
BU-15?
Yeah.
They might
So
have been in another
Krusk,
group. I don't know what Broken Legion is. Is that another
it's
gang?
another gang. Maybe they took him in. He like
Oh,
ratted out. Yeah. Maybe he did
yeah.
that for his position in the new gang. She,
Nice.
she, she did it.
Love it.
Ratted out former president of the Gundarks to join the Legion. That's ugly. That's nasty. I don't like Krusk. Dang it, Krusk. You're a bad person. Cool.
She probably did it for reasons, but yeah, screw her.
Yeah.
Sweet. So yeah, go for you. You finished up the delivery. Granny, you hula went off at some point, left you to head back to their mom. And then you're looking rough. You're a little bruised up. You got some bruises on your neck and maybe a shiner, right? From
I
you.
think as Uncle and Sin walk in, I just kind of shake my head and I get up and I walk out. I come back with like a little first aid kit. I'm gonna sit down next to
It's
Sin.
the guy's machine.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna sit next to Sin and I'm gonna start, working on her. This is what we do, right? This is what we learn in the brothels. You take care of the girls. Sometimes they get messed up, and I'm gonna give her a little pep talk. Like happens to us all the first time. You know, we're stronger together. So make sure you've got good backup and kind of just, stitch up any wounds, put some ice on the shiner, that kind of thing.
Excellent. Uh, that is absolutely a type of bonding scene. So, um, let's get a reaction from Sin, just a little bit to see that moment and the reaction, and then we'll handle the mechanics of that.
Okay. I think it sounded from your description of Gopher like she's a young woman. She's from the area.
Yeah.
I wonder how far apart they are in age, and I kind of like the idea that like even if they're 3, 4 years apart, like that Gopher, because she's a full member of the gang, is like Send sees them almost as different generations.
Yeah.
So
I'm more of a senior. I've seen stuff on the streets.
yeah. So I think Sen probably like feels the need to uh, project toughness, right? So maybe she's a little surly or whatever, but she'll also kind of you know shrink into your shoulder or whatever as you're applying the salve or whatever it is that you're.
Yeah, I
So
don't think we
they're
have
definitely feeling mothered.
back this too expensive here. We have like some, you know, what is it? Tropical plant kind of squirt juice stuff that we use instead. Yeah.
Yeah, Bactus, that's too effective for you guys. Too expensive. Awesome. So the way that a bonding scene works is that you do the scene and then you recover carks. Uh, the way that it works is 5 carks will be rewarded between them. You decide how it gets split up.
I'll take 2, you take 3.
It's good.
Yeah. And I think, basically as you kind of lean into the shoulder, I kind of straighten up and make sure I'm between Uncle and you so that Uncle doesn't see your weakness. And I think whatever so do you actually have a cut or something like you've got a
Probably
shiner
like a
and bruises.
split. Yeah, probably like a split lip.
Yeah. I think I stitch that up a little bit, I'm gonna make sure it will make a scar.
Nice.
Nice. That's awesome. Cool. Um, Granny, what is something about the clubhouse that you made sure they had that they didn't before you showed up? Is it an appliance of some kind? Is it a picture of some kind, a memorial of some kind? What is it that you made sure, oh, this place needs this?
Yeah, I think there's a half machine. I don't know what you would call it in Star
Yeah,
Wars, but
calf.
like yeah, but the appliance is like you put your powdered caffeine and you put it to boil and you get your steaming hot cup or a whole pot. I gotta have my cat.
Love it. That's awesome. So what is it? I assume you're having some calf. You've got to have your calf. And
Yeah.
coffee is, according to Wikipedia, coffee is known as calf, coffee, caffeine, and stem calf. So calf sounds way better than most of those others. We'll go with that one. Is it like a big pot? Is it one of those that does the Ricky Dink like little packages for us?
Calf pods.
Sorry.
Calf pods.
Yeah, I think it's like quite small cups. Uh, but I at least make the cap really strong. So it's like you get your small cup, but it packs a punch.
It's espresso rather than like drink.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Love it. Cool. Uncle, what is something that either near to when the president was pinched or soon after broke and you guys just haven't had the money or time to repair it? Something lost.
Hmm. Maybe the window on the second floor there is just like busted
Ooh.
out and it's just open. Like there's not.
Maybe it's busted out during the raid.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Nice.
We can't afford
Um,
cardboard and duct tape.
Yeah,
let's actually step that up a little bit and say it wasn't just the window, but it was like the frame around it. There's
yeah,
like almost a whole.
yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh man. Maybe they had to come in hard, right?
Mm.
Some kind of SWAT type deal. Maybe there's some pitted marks on the
And marker
ceiling and the
marks on the
wall
wall.
from
Yeah,
an explosion of some kind.
yeah.
That's wicked.
Have we
Love
named
that.
our president?
No, we haven't. I've been waiting.
Okay.
Now that someone's asked, we need to.
Mm.
Uh, Greg, tell me what species was the president?
I don't know species that well.
That's okay. I've got a cheat sheet thingy there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It could also be
Uh,
human. Like it's totally legit if that's what you want.
I kind of want to say Bith just because that's so silly, but uh, how about a Clatoonian?
Ooh, like uncle?
Yeah.
Oh, Uncle's Clatoonian. Okay, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
That'd be
No,
super.
that's kind of interesting.
They,
Okay,
they
I'm
did.
into it.
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Packmate? One of Uncle's
Yeah.
packmates, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Steven, what gender and what was the president's style?
Mm. Um, so I think that the president was she her. It's why there's so many um women um in our gang, and why they're we're associated with a brothel. We're nearby. We're brothel adjacent. Um, her style was hard. Um, she basically was soft to those who needed it, which didn't tend to be other gangs, and she was hard on whenever we hit a gang or whenever we hit somebody, a tourist or someone with a bunch of money, we hit them hard.
How close was the president and Uncle?
I think
Had they
we
clashed before or were they super tight?
I think pretty tight. I think we were related, like maybe even like cousins at least. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure what the Clatoonian family structure is like.
I just think like dog stuff. It's mostly
Yeah,
what I do for Clatuanian.
Packmate.
Yeah. Cool.
Spouse is out of the question.
Not out of the question.
That just make it super personal. I'm thinking.
Yeah. I think just like littermate is good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
And so, what happened to the president's mark on the table?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because they. Ooh, yeah.
I think okay, I'm going to toss it out an idea. I think we melted something down and poured it into it to make it
I like
shiny.
a clear resin kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Love it.
wicked. That's awesome. Oh. What have you done with the mark for Krusk?
Oh yeah. There's a hole burned through the table there.
Just cut the table out.
That's wicked. So while we were talking, I tried to get a little picture going for Hula, and because AI art generator isn't perfect, Hula has a very non-Duros looking nose. So I think Hula is a half breed of some kind, which will cause Hula some trouble in life. But yeah, uh, that's cool. I appreciate you guys with some of the role building questions here. This is fun stuff. Gopher, you had mentioned you called back to Uncle and gave him a heads up about size noodles. Anything you want to follow up on that?
No, I think I basically say, hey, there's a mark here. I left my calling card in case they decide to contact us for actual drugs or something that's worth it. We could probably take them, upcharge them because they seem to be partying quite a bit and had throwing some money around. It also means that there's about to be a big party here in town, with the this singer's probably going to be at the sports event that's going on. Um, so we should expect more tourists coming in. Just maybe we should angle in that direction and see where we could make some cash.
Yeah.
You got
Cool.
any ideas? I mean, Granny, what do you think?
If there are more tourists coming in, there will be more places selling trinkets and street food and whatnot. We can always lean on them, get some cash.
Doesn't more tourists also mean more security?
Mm.
I didn't see any security with this one.
And
It's why,
that's when a
yeah.
red light comes on, uh, and the comm like a physical like I think there's like a physical comm, so it doesn't go over airways kind of stuff. The physical comm buzzes. It doesn't ring. It's the front desk.
Like they're calling us or like they're tipping
They're
us off?
calling you. Sorry. There's a warning and they're also calling you.
And see what they want.
Greg.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I didn't catch my name in there. Uh, okay. She'll get up from the couch and audibly groan as she does, hobble over there and pick it up. And then she puts it to her ear. Ah, that hurts. Yeah.
Some authority folks here. They're coming your way. It's
Okay.
Grox, the Ishita.
Yep. Thanks,
How
Cox.
is how so you've been here, right? Because your mother was one of the workers.
Mhm.
What's the relationship you have with Grox?
I think I love him. I think he looked out for me. Uh, and I think he means a lot to me. That's why I selected him on the list.
Cool.
The fact that he's soft spoken kind of put me in mind of that he was also like gentle and you know. So
Cool. I like it.
I even call him Pop, even though I know he's not my dad.
Oh, that's Be careful, Sen.
We gotta go. Click.
Cool.
I don't know if that's really what a phone looks like in Star Wars, so I'm sorry if I
It
did
does
wrong.
now. That's fine.
Okay.
It does at this hotel.
Okay.
Motel.
Holiday Inn.
So as soon as you say we've got to go, I poke my head out the window and I'm looking to see if,
Oh yeah,
looking for security.
there are three basically carrying uh blaster pistols, but in holsters, shore troopers.
Mm.
They're coming this way.
And is there a vehicle?
Yeah, you see that they parked right outside in one of the, but they're not here to round you up. But they parked in like a speeder van.
Mm.
A ground vehicle, not a flying vehicle.
Correct.
Apart from, yeah.
Yes. So not speeder. A ground vehicle. It's like a van.
I just meant
effectively.
as opposed to like a ship.
Right.
Correct.
There
Yeah.
are, I think, like there are ground speeders, and you have air speeders are like the flying stuff, but there are speeders that are
No, I think this is a
built
wheeled
to the ground.
vehicle. I like the
Yeah.
idea of this being a wheeled, uh, armored vehicle.
Mhm.
And
Armor.
they're headed towards you guys, Gopher. What do you do?
So, where exactly are we located? Where's the HQ? Is it on the second floor?
Yeah, upstairs. We're the table is at the upstairs, so we're assuming that's where we're at.
And the window that was blown out, is that the window at the back or the window at the front?
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah, the clubhouse is on both floors, right?
yeah. I think the
So
window at the back is more fun because that kind of implies they had to like swat down on us.
Right.
I like that too.
Those trees are gone because they knocked them down.
Yeah.
So I think that our typical method of exit, we have this kind of scouted out, is to grab our swoop bikes. So it's to run down the hallway, jump into the into the utilities closet on the first floor, grab our swoop bikes and head out. Um, if they are Since they have a van, I still think we shouldn't leave our bikes behind because they might impound them. So it's
Did you
worth a
say,
risk to do.
did you say it did look like they're here to round us up, or they're not?
They're here for you. It's very obvious. They're headed towards the first floor, or
Like pick
the
us up or
ground.
pay us a visit?
I'm sorry. Yes, they're here to
Pick
pay you a
us-
visit. Yes.
Okay, great. I'm happy sitting tight and seeing what they want. If we want, but I think having an escape plan is a good idea.
So you want to stay. Granny, what do you think?
I don't think we've done anything recently
Yeah.
to think they're coming here. And if they were trying to get us, there would be more of them.
Yeah. And
Okay,
they know where we
so
are.
in that case, I'm going to. I think we have a lot of contraband here in the clubhouse, and we pop the top up of that coffee table thing, and we scoop it in, put it back down. I like the idea that like Uncle puts his feet on top,
Yep.
relaxed and everything. Yeah.
I imagine
That's
like
dope.
there's a blaster like taped underneath.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I think that I'm gonna go make sure that the path is clear where we could get to the swoop bikes if we need to, just to make sure that there's a good exit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Grant,
stretch out on the couch and act like I'm still in really, really bad shape because I still look like I'm in really, really bad shape. And that way we could kind of play up, like, in case this is about the Deveronian, like if he's got powerful friends or something, that Uncle was just saving me from a beating.
yep. And Granny, you can put on some calf for them.
Mhm.
Nice. There's a hard rap at the first floor door. So here's a question.
Hmm.
How big is this gang? Is it just the four of you guys? Do we have some NPCs that we want to start introducing?
It'd be fun to have a couple more guys. Yeah.
I agree. Okay, so we'll start filling that out. One of them answers the door.
Yeah.
That is our introduction to there are other members of the gang. I'll build a new tab on the NPCs where we can start filling out some gang members there.
Cool.
They open the door and in walks the troopers. They're going to make their way up to you guys.
Don't send them up.
Some of them have been here before recently,
Mhm.
not on invitation. Yeah, they don't have blaster rifles. They are wearing light armor, the three that walk in, but behind them is a person who has like wearing little New Republic bars of some kind of officer. It is a non-human. I think that we're going to say that it is a mm, here we go. So they look human, except they're wearing a blindfold. This is a very weird species. I don't think I've ever seen in any of the. I know I haven't seen it in live action. I don't know if I've seen it in animated either. They're called the Miraluka. they are born blind. Um, so this Miralukan is, I've got a pick that I think is pretty cool that I'll use for them. So I'll show you guys real quick. He is wearing clothes, but I kind of dig that look for him. So he enters, turns his head as if to regard all of you.
Oh.
Is this someone that we know by name?
I think that is a great question. And I think, yes, this is Lieutenant. Let me find a good solid name here. Lieutenant Reven. Lieutenant Reven, you believe, was behind the planning of the raid, probably.
Mhm.
Lieutenant Reven is known as a very effective officer at keeping the peace. Not a person to cut deals with.
Lieutenant Reven, did you forget something?
No, I did not, Mr. Sick. I'm here to speak with you or to deliver a message. We are going to be increasing our presence during the Lemmy tournament. I need all of you to make sure that you're on your best behavior.
Aren't we always?
No. No, you are not, Miss Sistro. Disappointed that you brought the young girl into your ranks. I'd hoped better for you. Well, a word to the wise is sufficient. I honor you by coming here to ask you to be smart. But I also come here with a warning. I am fully authorized to finish the job if you are an irritant to the peace.
Return to the peace. We're just, helping out our neighbors.
Yeah, legitimate business owners.
Bringing tourists, all the stuff you like.
Yeah, tourists got to stay somewhere.
Exactly. Well, excellent. I'm glad that we have come to an agreement and you will not participate in acts of violence. You will not distribute contraband. At the very least, for the next fortnight, that is what I require of you. I take your silence as understanding.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear a question.
You're quite right, because there wasn't one. Keep your noses clean, Gundox. Turns his head a little bit, and there's
If
a
I give him
moment.
the finger,
Yeah,
will he be able to sense it?
probably. He has an uncanny ability to Blind Fury, Ruckerhauer and Blind
Right,
Fury know what things are going on, but he doesn't see.
right.
Some say they see through the Force, but do we really believe that? I don't know. His
I think it's settled in.
his gaze, he faces you for a long moment, Gopher. What's your reaction?
Um, it makes me uncomfortable, and I think um as his gaze lingers, I, kind of unconsciously step behind a piece of furniture, a couch, a chair, something like that, to get it between me and him.
Uh, I hope that your motel is full of pleasant guests, and this is a profitable fortnight for all of you.
So do I.
Good day. And he turns crisply and starts to walk out, and the troopers like hang back for a little bit. They were ready for this to be a beatdown or something. See, perhaps a little surprised that this was just a civil warning slash conversation, and then they will start to exit.
You're not going to stay for calf?
The lieutenant does not answer you.
Oh, don't let it go to waste.
And I think this is a good point for us to bring this is where we'll bring our first session to a close. So let's ask some questions. We have an end of session set of XP questions. A couple of the questions, so the entire table we'll discuss. Uh, three of them are for group and two are for individual. So I'll go around and ask the individuals, and I will do it in the order of our character keeper from the left to right, which means we start with Granny. Granny, did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role or rank in the gang?
Yeah, I think so. Like showing what was his name? Hoopla?
Hula?
No? Hula? Like this is how we do things. This is like the way of the gang.
Cool. Did you support another member of your gang when they needed you?
Not really, not unless we count like this interaction with the troopers, but I don't think that was really someone needing me.
I agree. That's one XP for you then. Uncle, did you live up to your rep or fulfill your role, rank in the
Certainly
gang?
did.
For sure, for sure. Did you support another member of the gang when they needed you?
Yeah.
Yeah, coming to sense. Sen, did you live up to your rep?
Yeah, I mean, I fulfilled my role. I did as I was told, and I took a beating for it.
Okay. And then did you support another member of your gang when they needed you?
I don't think anybody needs me yet, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. One XP
I
for
would
you.
art. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
I
I
would
took a
argue.
beating. I took a beating on
Yep.
Uncle's orders, so maybe I would take a point for that. But
all
Yeah.
right. Take a point for that. Awesome. And I will work out with one of my wishes that I've already marked how your
yep.
XP system will work until you catch up to the others. And then finally, Gopher, did you live up to your rep?
I think so. Yes.
And did
And
you
planning
support?
like escape routes and that kind of stuff, and also,
Yes.
who to hit.
And then did you support another member of the gang when they needed you?
Yes. I think helping out Sin, the new girl. Yeah.
Cool. So this is a
Somebody
group.
outmatched me.
This is a group. If you get a yes, then everyone gets an XP. Did you clash with someone who threatened your people, your club, and the locals who matter to you?
Yeah.
For sure. Did you add to the legend of your gang? I don't know. It's hard to do in a first session, but we'll
Legend.
see.
I don't know about legend, but reputation.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the rep? Do you think basically leaving a Deveronian as a
Yeah. Yeah. Left him alive so he would tell other people.
I'm
Yeah.
into it. Yeah. Don't mess with the Night Blossom Motel folks. Did you have a conflict with a rival or the law?
Yes, we did.
Okay, that's 3 XP for everybody on top of your individuals. Now we'll quickly jump over to the stars and wishes. Like to do this at the end. We are a pastime. So if folks need to go do something, absolutely go, and then you can reach out to me via email or whatever else to do that. But we start with wishes so we can end with stars. Who has wishes? Wishes are this is a thing I'd like to see more of, or I would like to see this happen, or I have this particular mechanical question. Can we make sure to resolve it because I'm unclear on it? Those are generally wishes.
I'll
I feel
go
like
with
we
I
one.
all have
think
to. show off our competencies. I think I'd like to see us get into more trouble.
More get into.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see a major conflict with another gang.
Mhm.
Not necessarily like going into a big
But
fight, but like
guys, the
have
lieutenant just said don't have any conflict. What? Oh my goodness. Okay, sounds awesome. Major gang conflict. I talked over you a little bit on this. Anything else?
no, I think we're on a we're started in the direction I'm interested.
Good, good, good. Steven, you were going to say something.
I wanted us to, do a hit or do something as a group.
Mhm.
So I think the others covered that sort of, yeah.
I'm looking forward to at some point getting to display some skill at something or some competency at something, and perhaps earning my Duracrete name, which I think if the rest of the group gave it to me, that would be cool.
I agree. I think it's awesome that you don't yet have one, and that is definitely a dangling plot thread that I want to fulfill. Cool. Mine is to devise an XP system for the would-be badass, where it is easier at first to catch up to everybody, and then you'll cycle into being just like all the others. That'll be fun. Looking forward to that. Cool. Andesh, did you have any stars? This like a couple, one or two highlights. Recognizing folks' contributions or things that were fun about the session.
Yeah, I had a really fun time interacting with Ula. That was and Al. I really enjoyed that scene. A lot of fun. And watching the beat down like Sam not quite doing so well and Uncle stepping in. Yeah, as
I agree. Excellent establishing of the relationship of the two, letting out Uncle be the badass, seeing Sen. You definitely got a lot to learn, kid. It's great. Cool. So let's keep moving. Greg, did you have any stars?
Yeah, I would like to single out Gopher for the um, not only the scene where she tended to Sen, which I thought was a really awesome character moment, and that built a relationship between us, but also I thought the scene in the motel or in the the delivery scene was really cool and filled out a lot of the world and kind of set up a lot of things that we're gonna do in coming weeks. So I thought that was a great scene, and of course I appreciate Uncle pulling my fat out of the fire.
Cool. Mark, any stars you want to throw out?
Yeah, it's super fun all around. Like we saw everyone's competencies, which was really nice to see. Kind of like where everyone fits, and how we interact with each other. I really like the world building of like the different like, oh, here's like the luxury-ish hotels, here's the scumbags, here's the cops, here's what's around our location. That's really fun to see. Um, and yeah, it's good to see Gopher again, and I really love our new characters, and I just can't wait to see more of it.
Same, same, same. Steven, any last stars out there?
Yeah, I was afraid someone was going to take it, but one of my favorites was the um gang building thing that we did with the coffee table and the names,
Yeah.
and how
Hmm.
that also drew out like who the president was and what had happened to the president, and it establishes more about what we are as a group and how we kind of came about. I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was some great moments. I've really enjoyed it, even though it wasn't like talking a character, it was just world building. It helped me get such a fuller idea of who you dirtbags are. It's great.
I
And
think I
I'm
have.
looking forward to getting our next gang member. Cody's joining next week, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, very excited for that as well. Cool. Thank you
Um,
all.
I
Oh,
have one more wish. It feels like Uncle's kind of like the de facto leader of the gang since I was related to the other president. I think I'd like to see some, I don't know about like reluctance on my part, but like definitely some sort of tension or conflict around that, or like maybe, I don't know, like play with how that works out. Because right now we're just kind of like operating like, yeah, we're just going to keep doing the stuff we're going to do. I see like what the, where that goes. It's like assuming that I'm
yeah.
the boss now.
When do we get to the point of appointing a new president?
Yeah, right, right.
I think
It'd
I
be interesting
need
to see
to.
some. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to say, it sounds like we need to have an NPC in the gang who's gunning to be the president is probably
Yeah,
a bad idea.
yeah, it'd be great.
I was going to say, I think it would be interesting if there was some tension even within this group where,
Yeah,
like,
That's true.
Granny wants it or somebody else wants, and that you both bring different skills to the table, so it's not like one of you is the obvious candidate,
right.
but you know, just maybe people having to choose sides.
Yeah.
I like that. That is good. Thank you all so much. That is fantastic. I've got a note in there. Great work. It's really, really good first session here. Can't wait to have some action and a job and a run and all those other things. We will bring this recording to a close. Thank you all so much.